If you like what you watch, then don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest updates on The More Show. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for new weekly television and radio shows.
My next guest is Jane Sullivan. Now, Jane is a practitioner in angel therapy and angelic Reiki healing. Jane teaches how learning to control your thinking can help you in achieving your goals. Jane Sullivan, welcome to the show.
Welcome, thank you for having me.
Now, Jane, what is self-empowerment all about?
It's about becoming a master of your life, basically, and finding happiness and finding, how to become a whole person so that you feel very happy within yourself. It's about, being in charge of your job. Hopefully your relationships are flowing well, everything's flowing well, and you feel free and happy.
So what are some of the signs then that we're not being self-empowered and we're not using the power within to have the sort of best life that we can?
Well, discontentment is the first sign. If there's something not working in your life, then you'll know about it because you just feel very unhappy. And that's the kind of sign to sort of decide to change that. If there's an inner unhappiness, then you need to kind of go within and find out how to remedy it. Because otherwise you just, it can affect lots of lives around you as well. You might feel grumpy, you might feel angry, you're not happy at your job, you feel that you need to move on, and a part of you needs to grow.
Okay, so some of this negative thinking that we can have then?
It is negative self-talk and self-sabotage that causes us to kind of not move forward and change our circumstances. Therefore, we feel disempowered, which is the opposite to self-empowered.
Yeah, yeah.
So we obviously have the two opposites here.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, okay, so if we were self-empowered then, what are the sort of limits that we're able to achieve? Is it limitless?
Undoubtedly, yes, limitless. We are limitless beings. We can do whatever we want to if we tune into that power within us and decide to follow a certain way of doing things or a certain job. You learn a new skill and you think, wow, I didn't know I had that skill within me. So there you go, you found out something new about yourself.
So how can we change ourselves? And if we've got sort of a negative tape going on inside our head, how do we switch that off and how do we heal ourselves to enter a new phase in our life?
Well, first of all, you need to be conscious of your thoughts. So that means being aware of what's going on in your mind. And not everybody is aware of their thoughts. We have thousands of thoughts every day from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep. Some of them could be very happy thoughts, some of them could be very negative thoughts. And the minute you realise that, the negativity, you might be causing that by thinking and chewing over things that aren't very good, i.e. you've had an argument with someone the day before, you might still be having that dialogue in your head. But you think, hang on a minute, you need to be conscious of that thought and that dialogue that you're going through and take control of it and don't let it take control of you. Does that make sense?
It does, but it's one thing saying it, isn't it? It's another thing to be able to do that because some of us just wallow in self-pity, don't we?
Definitely, yes.
And why do we do that for?
Well, there's lots of different reasons. Some people like to be wallowing in self-pity, they seek attention for some reason. They might use that as a way of getting attention. Some people choose that, that's a way they get attention, simple as that. So there's many, we have different ego states. We can choose to be in any ego state that we want to at any moment. We can be in parent mode, we can be in child mode, we can be in adult mode.
So this is, from what you're describing, it's a pretty much 24-hour job, is it, to keep monitoring our thoughts? Or?
Well, if you're conscious of your thoughts, it's not so difficult, but some people aren't conscious of their thoughts. So you need to get to realise, I'm really feeling lots of negative thoughts, so many that it's not good. So then you kind of snap out of it. It's almost like you just really need to say, hang on a minute, I'm going to choose to think about that instead. Yeah.
So what are some of the tools then to help us achieve that? I mean, is meditation a tool?
Well, meditation to me is the prime tool, actually. It's the one I focus on the most and like to share with others, because what meditation does, it slows down the thinking process and clears the mind and gives the mind a break. Basically like taking the mind on a vacation. So you clear it out and then you're not allowing anything to come into your mind whatsoever. And that way you actually get in touch with yourself and your soul. And then there's another element to it. I work with the angelic kingdom, so they can actually, when you're in a kind of like alpha state and your mind's really relaxed, you can actually hear this other energy coming to you and calming you down and giving you positive thoughts. Actually, meditation is so important that it helps you to become more confident, clearer thinking, and more positive.
So,
and it's been proven.
Okay, so would you say we need a special cleansed environment to be meditating? Is there a special room we should do it in, or?
Well, personally, I feel that you need to find a sacred space away from everything and all the clutter and the chatter and of daily life. And I have a special place where I go every day, and I just sit silently and I light a candle and I sit and I empty my mind completely. And after about 15 minutes, if you can do it for longer, fantastic. After about 15 minutes, you find that your mind is clear and you actually feel like you've had about 10 hours sleep. It's that amazing. It really, really is.
So how many times though did you say that you should do?
Well, I recommend in the morning at least 20 minutes and about 20 minutes before you go to bed to clear your mind of all the rubbish that you've had throughout the day and throw it in the bin, whatever you don't need, obviously.
If someone watching the show that doesn't sort of feel that that's the right way for them, is there any other way to sort of help you sort of stop any negative thoughts?
Yeah, as I said, being conscious
positive
of your thoughts. So straight away, as you catch the negative thoughts coming in, you stop it literally, and you start thinking about something more positive straight away.
So maybe a bit like a whiteboard, where if you see a negative thought in your head, just wipe it out.
Yeah, yeah. Or I just kind of imagine I've got it and I throw it in the bin, literally. So it's like a visualisation there. You're using visualisation, which is another tool.
Right.
So that's when you see something happening. So if I, for example, was having all these negative thoughts, and I just imagine that I've got a bin sitting over there, and I take the lid off, and I say, and I throw that in the bin, and I see it, and I put the lid on, and I say, no more, and that's it. And that's taken control, but you visualise that happening, well, and it really does work.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, talking about visualisation.
Yes.
What about the power of the secret, in a sense, where it was this whole power of having what you want?
Yes.
How did that work?
You visualise what you want to bring into your life by clearing your mind of, you know, what it is you don't want and clearing out all the clutter in your head, and then visualising how you would like your life to be. It's almost like closing your eyes, and some people watch it like it's like a movie, you know, but not everybody can visualise, unfortunately. Some people I've spoken to said, but I can't see nothing when my eyes are closed.
Yeah.
So then that tool isn't the right tool for you.
But then
but for those that can, it's like you close your eyes, and if you want to buy a new house, you'd see your new house, you'd see every part of your new house, you know, the staircase, the garden, etc., and you just bring it into your awareness and just keep focusing on it, because you're implanting that into your unconscious mind. Therefore, you're thinking about it very strongly, and you're more likely to attract it towards you.
So the law of attraction
comes into it, yes.
Okay.
So if you think negative thoughts all the time, you're likely to attract negative situations towards you.
So yeah, so if you say, well, damn, this day's been awful, I feel really bad, well, guess what? You're going to get more of that. Is that what you're saying?
Possibly, yeah, because you're allowing that to be your main conscious thoughts.
Where in essence, if you say, you know, I've had a few problems today, but it's, you know, I've really, really learned something today, and it's been, I'm going to take this positivity forward with me. Yes,
definitely, yes. And at the end of the day, we all want to be happy. We want to be fulfilled in everything.
Has this secret that you were talking about there, is that, well, the power of attraction, has that always been there throughout the centuries?
Yes, it has. It's been around for centuries, yes, but a lot of people aren't aware of it.
And you wouldn't class it as a New Age kind of philosophy,
would you? Personally, I don't know, because it's been around for centuries, but, you know, the tools do work. I've seen them work. Personally, put them to the test.
So
I challenge it and see.
we have the ability to change our life around at this moment right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, if we just take charge of our thinking and realise that we don't want to be disempowered anymore, we choose to let go of that disempowering energy.
This is the first step, you'd say?
Yeah. First of all, you take responsibility for your thoughts. So you decide, I'm not going to be disempowered anymore, I'm going to take charge of my life. And that, in this case, I'm going to eliminate that, because that's negative for me. So we have to have an elimination process, obviously. What is making you unhappy? So I like to tell people to write things down in the list. Yeah. What makes you unhappy? And then obviously you have to take these steps at a time to get these things away from our life.
Yeah, sure, but
as best as we can.
It's
obviously
pretty scary to put those steps down, to put those points down there sometimes. I mean, what if it's a loved one that we're close to, that we feel is causing us to be unhappy, that if I was away from that person, I think I'd be happier, yet I still fall in love with that person. Do you know, it's a double-edged sword. I mean,
it's a very difficult situation, yes, because you feel that, do I want to leave that person at their vulnerable moment in their life, you know, so you feel like you may be abandoning them, so you might have a guilt thing going on within you. Does that make sense?
It does.
So there's lots of underlying reasons why you feel that you can't walk away from that person. The thing is, if a person is constantly negative around you, then they may be making your life unhappy.
Subconsciously, you may not even know it.
Yeah. So then you have to take charge and decide whether you feel that you want to be around that all the time and for a long time.
And this is the same for work as well, isn't
Exactly.
it?
Exactly. It works in all areas of your life. So, for example, if you wasn't well, you might choose to try to make yourself better. So you go to the gym and you eat better food, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And if you're in a work situation and you're really bored and you're discontent, then maybe you need to look at, I feel I've outgrown this and I think there's more in me that I want to find out about. So you might take on a new job.
Do you think it's important to be able to look in that mirror and look at yourself and truly love yourself as well?
Absolutely, 100%. Definitely, yes. And a lot of unhappiness stems from people not loving themselves, and that could be through childhood issues, you know, it could be through many things, but it's all about finding happiness within. And you know, I don't believe that all these outer things make us happy. I think the three things make us happy, like, you know, nature and, you know, having a hug with your best friend, whatever. But inner happiness, I feel, comes from being within and being centred.
What if we're scared of just being on our own?
Then you need to look at that and say why. So everything you're fearing needs to be analysed, so to speak.
So you're saying
it's a self-analysis, isn't it?
There's two ways. There's two paths here: either fear or love.
Exactly. Yes, and you have a choice.
And we always have that choice, no matter
Yes.
what's going on in our life, no matter what's
Exactly.
going on, external
Yes.
circumstances are going on as well.
I think so. Yes, definitely. I think you've got to kind of decide what you want. It's about you as well as the other people, because you are important, and if you don't actually see that you're important, then you're sabotaging your happiness.
Okay.
And it's all about inner growth and looking at yourself and saying, what do I want for myself?
Yeah.
What do I want
and
for
being
myself?
very
What do I
honest,
feel I deserve
yeah.
with myself?
Yeah.
What is my truth?
And that's what you did, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Yeah. Which
And
led
I've been
to
in situations where I've been very unhappy. And, you know, it's taken courage to change that. You know, I've had a job that I outgrown, basically. It's my first career.
Yeah.
And when I realised I had a special gift to work with, you know, and help people, I chose to do that. So then I empowered myself. I took the relevant courses.
So what's one simple truth to the audience right now that they can start and empower themselves by?
Be true to you.
As simple as that.
As simple as that. Be true to you and find your joy, find your happiness, find what makes you happy. And then if you're doing things that make you happy, then that's fantastic. Obviously, we're going to come across negativity in our life. It's everywhere, unfortunately. But then so is love and so is happiness. But you can choose to spend time with that negativity, or you can choose time to spend with that love.
Okay.
And that is your choice. And how much can you put up of the negativity? Well, quite honestly, not a lot of people can.
Right, right.
If you, in all honesty, ask yourself, could you spend yourself time around negative energy? No, I don't think many people can.
Well, Jane, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
For more information on Jane, visit my website, themoreshow.co.uk. Stay tuned, as I'll be right back after the break.
Visit themoreshow.co.uk/shop to purchase products and services from your favourite past guests. If you're new to this site, you can also catch up on the previous television and radio shows through YouTube and the More Show website.